Hey, I kind of felt like coloring today, oddly enough. So that's what I'm going to do. And I just want to do something simple. So I'm going to continue on this work in progress. You can see this could be called done as well, but it's not really. Or at least I plan to do, you see these leaves, for example, have some shading in them. All of this part over here. And then we come to up here and we don't have any shading yet. We have some in these blues and here, but not in these green ones. So yeah, I kind of plan to continue on here a bit and have a bit of a chat. So, I have been busy. Mostly I think what's happened is that my creativity outlet has changed a bit. It's gone from coloring to writing, which I actually love to have happened, because writing has always been like the thing that I'm most passionate about. So it's really fun to like finally get that going. Also, I'm really proud of actually working on original projects instead of like, I mean, I've talked about that before, but I write some fan fiction. It gets a bad rep, but I find it really good practice. And many famous authors admit to doing that as well. So whatever, this is not I don't need to defend myself, but yeah, so I'm really happy to actually get some original things going there though. So that's nice. I have been keeping up with my bullet journaling. And I filmed the video of my flip through, so I finished another bullet journal from last year. I think I finished it in either November or in February, so it was a bit of a, like, it would be nice to finish the notebook exactly in December and then start a new one in January, but I don't really adhere to those. I mean, it's a bit arbitrary when the year begins anyway, so I sort of just finish my notebook when the notebook is done. So I did that. I have also filmed a video flipping through my reading journal that I did or everything I read and what I thought about the different books for 2023, last year. So I filmed that, but I haven't edited it. So yeah. But I've been doing a lot of... so when it comes to the writing front, so I had this overly ambitious multiple point of view cyberpunk novel going. And I came about 20,000 words in, which is about maybe a third of the way into the draft. I had an outline. I'm a bit of a planner, so I do like I don't pants, as they say, like flying by the seat of your pants when you write. Instead, I do a lot of outlining and plan the different threads that I want to weave in. And then, of course, they get affected by writing because you get to know the characters better and so on. So I have to re-outline and all that. But yeah, so I came about 20,000 words in, and then I sent it to feedback over Christmas, which was really valuable. I sent my outline more or less, and I'd gotten feedback for it before as well, but this was like that one was so last time I got feedback for it was just for chapter 1, and some character and world building, but this time it was for the actual outline. And I actually got really positive feedback and a lot of things to think about. Some stakes that needed to be raised, and I think I've kinda workshopped how to fix that. Also, the beta reader agreed with me about removing one of the characters, so that's also something that was a good outcome out of that. But yeah, so meanwhile, while I was waiting for the feedback, I got started on some simple. It's a really simple story, straightforward, just one point of view, young adult. A bit Alice in Wonderland inspired, or at least the vibes, or the structure. I don't know, something reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. But otherwise, the aesthetic is a bit like John Bauer. That was a Swedish artist who drew a lot of trolls and dark forests. So that's kind of the vibe of it. But yeah, so I started on that, and it went so much easier than this multiple point of view ambitious cyberpunk novel that I kind of switched gears a bit. I'm thinking like this, that so they tell you that it's a risk to start a lot of different novels, that you might just end up starting a lot of different books, projects, and then not finishing anything. And but then again, you also, or all these writing advice, or it's really hard to know what applies to you or not. And I kind of feel that when it comes to well, I don't really know, right? I've only tried to write one book, the Cyberpunk multiple point of view novel. I don't know yet if I'm the type that's going to get stuck in abandoning a lot of projects, or if it's true, what I think is true is that Cyberpunk novel is a bit too big right now. I feel like I've come a good way into it, and I do know what I have to do, but it's also it's such a big and meaty project. I feel like I'll feel more confident after I finish this short YA novel. And I feel more I'll get that kick out of finishing it. So that's sort of my plan right now. We'll see. If I don't finish the YA novel, then we can start talking about I might have the problem of starting a lot of different projects. But right now, I have to try. I have to try if this easier one really is easier, or if it's just new idea syndrome. I don't. So that was where I was at. Or I still am a bit thinking about this stuff, but I was more worried about it, or not worried, but thinking about it a bit more about a month ago. Because last weekend I actually finished a first draft of that YA novel. Now it still got holes. So it's sort of that I've written the whole of Act 1 and then half of Act 2. And then I have a whole of a couple of scenes or chapters where I sort of know what needs to happen, but it's not written down. And then I have a couple of scenes, or I have the climax, and I have the some of the main parts of Act 3, and then I have another whole, and then I have the end. So it's not finished, but it's quite there's a lot more, like, I don't know. I feel like I have a big picture of it. It's quite short right now, but I feel like I've underwritten, and I know that those holes that are there, that will be at least 5,000 words. And yeah, so it's actually coming along. Right now it's resting. So I finished like the end scenes last weekend, as I said. And right now I'm not touching that project for about, I told myself 2 weeks. We'll see. Then I'll do a reread of the draft, see where I'm at, see if it's shitty, and then do a reevaluation and write in the holes, do a re-outline, see if I want to add. I have an idea of something that I would like to change in the outline. It's adding a character. Since it's quite short right now, it's about, let's see, I think it's about, I think it's like 20,000 words or 15,000 words. So yeah. So adding in an extra character would make it a bit more standard length. Of course I'm not going to add it in just because to make it longer, but I feel like it thematically would fit, and it's not really adding in either, it's just making that part bigger. So yeah, kinda, it's fun. We're in the dreary spring weather here in Gothenburg. It's getting lighter, at least. That's nice. So it's light now when I get home from work, and it's light when I go to work. So thank goodness for that. It's been so dark. How can it always, like, it always surprises me each year how dark it gets in the winter. But yeah. But it's gray. It's like, I think like just a few days ago I saw some snowflakes. So it's quite cold, but it's not, I mean, it's spring. It's trying to be spring. There are some spring flowers out as well, so that's nice. All right. Oh yeah, if anyone's wondering, so I'm using the Polychromos and the Jolly Stick Kinderfest Blue that I got from A Colorful Diary. Thank you. Yeah, all right, let's see. What about these yellow leaves? Do I want to have them shaded in green or in orange? I'm thinking some will be green, some will be orange. Okay, so these, and these will be green. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, on the coloring front, it's been going quite... This is the first time I'm coloring in like a month or two. So there's that. But you know, it ebbs and flows. And that's all right. On the reading front, I wrote on... On the reading front, I also haven't been reading a lot this month. Last month I read like 5 books, which was really good for me. But this month I haven't been reading anything. I haven't really had the spoons for that. I've been writing and working. There's been a lot of things going on at work. But hey, I'm not here to talk about that, so yeah. Kind of like that. I do have one video in the making. It's another one of like the forever, or no, it's Color Your Horde, right? Yeah, it's a Color Your Horde book, and I I hate it so much. It's such a struggle. I can show you. Yeah, it's here in the Color Your Sketchbooks theme, and it's no, this page. So yeah, it's still in progress. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be nice to finish a page in that book though. So yeah, I finished that draft, which means that I started a new project. And it's really fun. It's quite different from... all of these projects are different, so it's that's a lot of fun. I don't really know. I don't really have a style yet. But I do have in prose. I know I have a prose style that some people like and some people don't. So... Right, do we want to go in? We need to go in with a bit of shading there. Let's see, something like this maybe. But yeah, no, this is one of the reasons why I like having works in progress. It's because you can jump in and just do into something that isn't as daunting as starting a new page. It's just, and the colors are already decided for me. All I need to do is just some shading. And you know, the whole thing is already colored, so there's not as much. I can see that it's going to turn out all right, you know. It's not that big of a... all the risks are already taken. So like, I feel like this blue and the green here was the risk, for example, but turned out all right. So like this little owl. It's cute. It's kind of hard to know how much of the writing project I want to share. It's a bit... You know, they say that even if someone steals your idea, there's no one who can execute it the same way you would anyway, so they would turn out differently in the end anyway. But at the same time, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of both author-tubers and booktubers lately. Seems to be quite divisive here on YouTube, whether... Or rather, yeah. I mean, it's like everything, right? You have, in all communities, or all online spaces, you have creators that are not going to appeal to you. And then you're also going to have people who hate on that community for no reason. Or that only see a certain type, that generalize, you know. I think we people are just like that, unfortunately. But you know, I found some YouTubers, some like author tubers that I really like, and they do a lot of vlog videos, and I don't think that style is quite the vibe I have going on this channel. So I've been thinking, I mean, it's probably going to be something like this, right? That I'm going to be doing something and then chatting along. I feel like that's the type of content that I vibe with the most. Maybe. I kind of like all the B-roll they have sometimes, though. You know, it's kind of fun. There was an article about how romanticizing your life sort of has become a trend, especially like when it comes to like writing is a very dreary visually to look at, right? Someone sitting at the computer just typing away. But then you add in, you know, a bit of lighting some candles and cooking some tea and stuff like that. The sound of typing keyboards, and then, you know, someone chatting about their project. I don't know, kind of. It's probably too much work for me. I'm lazy editor. I could learn. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I've also been doing some research into. Oh, you're going to laugh at me. Okay, so when it comes to. All right, so when it comes to writing, right, you have more amateur-like writing where people don't necessarily want to make money. They just want to learn or share and get feedback or, you know, build an audience and stuff like that. And then you have, of course, people who are more, they want to get published and more, like even, you know, take writing courses or that's their career, going full out. And of course, a combination of both as well. And everything I'm saying here is, of course, just like my current understanding and not at all set in stone. Like, I'm sure I will cringe when I watch this later. Like, give me a year or two. But yeah, no, so you have that part of like more unprofessional, just for a hobby, writing for a hobby. It's a weird hobby to have, but hey. So, and there you have, of course, fan fiction writers, but you also have original writing, especially on like pages like Wattpad. And I have, I've never been or like read anything from Wattpad before, but I was like, okay, I need to research this. I need to see what this is, you know, to see if it's something that I would maybe want to try out, you know, if I ever write something that I don't think is publishable, but that is original, and I would like to get some feedback on or see, you know, check the vibes, get some likes, get some dopamine. And yeah, so no, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Wattpad has a bit of a like bad reputation online in most spaces that I hang out in, at least. If something is Wattpad written, then people assume it's automatically bad, which I am sure it's not. Like, not automatically. Like, I'm sure it's like everywhere else. You will find both good and bad examples of media, and it's going to depend on what your taste is as well. So, you know. But yeah, so I downloaded the app and I looked at the pictures of like all the pretty covers, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is a vibe that I'd recognize from the memes. So basically I haven't really found anything I have gravitated towards there yet. There's so much good books I want to read as well, so, you know, it's hard to justify reading anything on Wattpad instead, but I don't know. It's usually like if I ever were to post there, I would probably need to read a bit more there, because there are different styles of what works on different websites. It's my understanding right now. Of course, you could just write for yourself and all that, but I don't know. I like knowing what the general consensus is. Let's see, that's kind of pretty. I also have, I know I've said this before, but I have a lot of like, I have a coloring video that I want to do. That would be really good, I think. It's something that I would have wanted to have about 3 years ago. I actually searched for it back then and I couldn't find anything. You know, maybe someone has like pinched that idea now, but I'd like to give my own take on it, but we'll see. We'll see. Right. Okay. Slowly getting there. We have these left, these two, that area here, these. Do we think I can like match an orange to that one? Shouldn't be that honky. It's alright also if it doesn't match, or you know, if it's close enough. It only gives character, I think. But I do kind of want to have the general vibe, so that means I'm going to color every second petal here. And I wonder, the spaces in between should probably also be in orange then. Okay, let's see. Go. Oh, I found a new addiction as well, of course. So okay, I'm not sponsored, but I'm actually going to put the link in the description if you want to check out Milanote and use my link for reference. It would just give me some extra space, I think. But it's like, it's really addicting. If you have like me, if you have like some creative projects where you would like to put together some pictures and put them in the same place and do some notes. I used to do that in Campfire, but I recently canceled that subscription because it wasn't really doing. I mean, it was fun when I used it. I don't regret using it for what I did, and I got I got some value out of it at least. And I had fun. So, you know, that's actually the main thing. Like, sure, maybe I would want to publish some of my original writing, but the main thing I want to have is have fun when I do it, when I write it, you know. It's like with most things, it turns out better if you have fun while you do it. Or for me, it does anyway. My Instagram account is also like not been touched since autumn. Kind of a bit of a pity because I have been doing the bullet journal pages and I've been promising myself that I'm going to post those, but then I haven't been doing that. But that's how it goes sometimes. It's alright. What more has been going on? I don't know, I feel like I don't have that much to say. It's mostly been just the writing and the work and sleep. I've been meeting a lot of friends also, that's nice. Or not a lot, some. So, yeah. I've been having a lot of fun setting up the different story ideas I have going. So I have about, I told you about the Cyberpunk one is the like most ambitious one, and it's also the first one I had. And then as soon as I had that, I got like a couple more. It was as if the floodgates had opened. So before, I always thought it was hard to come up with like any original stories. And the first original idea was actually quite hard to come up with. I had to like mash my brain into coming up with an original idea, and you know, mix together different stuff that I like and force it to become something new. It was a whole process. It was actually really interesting to think of now. But should these be green or orange? Orange, right? But yeah, no, as soon as I had like one legit idea, then I suddenly got many more. So now I have like, I think it's 7 ideas, 3 of which are like quite a bit long and have an outline and some form of drafting. The Cyberpunk project, the YA project, and then another, I guess it's a weird romantasy thing. That's also quite a bit long. It has an outline, and I've started drafting on it on the way to work. I feel like this one is a bit weird vibes to it. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so those are the 3 that are the most developed. And then I have about 3 more that are a bit more in the beginning stages. So they just have the brainstorming session started, but I haven't like answered, you know, the essential questions or written a 1-sentence summary or a 1-paragraph summary. As I said, I'm a planner. I have all of that. I have a process. I don't just jump in and start drafting after I get an idea. I have to like develop it and let it stew a bit and do some brainstorming, and then I do a post-it note manuscript and stuff like that. So that's a lot of fun. And also then in Milanote, I like do a little nice little storyboard, and I have a notebook that's divided into different sections. Yeah, that's actually a whole different video that I have filmed, but I feel like it's, I don't know if it's shareable. I need to edit it a bit more maybe. Something like that. And then let's do these in orange as well. So I've been having a lot of fun decorating my both my notebook and my Milanote. It's been a lot of fun. Okay. Let's see. And no, I'm not really thinking about where to put the shading here. That's not the kind of mood this picture is giving anyway, and I'm not in that kind of mood. This is just a mandala kind of painting thing. It's interesting. My brain keeps insisting that I need to think about work. It keeps coming up with like technical topics. And I'm like, no, stop it. That's not for now. You're not getting paid to think about work now. Stop it. I need to find a better way to like I feel like sometimes I work in like more or less in sprints. So I will deliver like 200% on one day and then won't have the energy to deliver 100% the next day. I need to fix that somehow, but hey, I'm working on it. Doing some delegation, stuff like that. We weren't supposed to talk about work though, so let's stop that. Let's see, do we want a bit more green on this bottom part here, maybe? There we go. Okay, maybe add in just a bit of this dark one. Don't want to do it too much. A bit more down here, maybe. Like that. All right. I'm thinking some more red into these orange leaves. Maybe try to kick some life into these weird ones. They stand out as not vivid enough right now, I feel like. Maybe just, you know, calling out all out here. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. There we go. We'll see. I'm still not happy with them. Maybe some extra red on them will going to put it better, make it better. There we go. I don't really know what more to chat about. I could tell you an anecdote. So I don't think I've told this on the channel yet, but there was once like a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, I was still studying and I was coming home. No, this was the weekend. So I think, yeah, I don't know if I was coming home and I don't know what I was doing downtown, but it was like early in the, not early, it was the, what's it called? was before noon. And I was walking, or like when I stepped off the bus on the bus station, and we live in quite a like nice area outside of Gothenburg, with a lot of I mean, it's like the suburbs, I guess. And there was a little girl, like, who was walking all alone, which got me and another stranger, like, a bit worried. She was talking to this other stranger, was in the car, and the little girl was, like, the stranger was saying, "Where are you going?" And the little girl was saying, "To school." And me and the stranger both looked at each other and were like, no, not on a Saturday or not. And I asked her, or like I, gestured to the stranger that I've got this because I was on foot. So the stranger drove away. And I asked her, "What's your name?" And she said her name is Princess. Or rather, no, she told me her first name, but then her last name was Princess. And then I was like, "Oh, do you know your telephone number? Could you type it into my phone here?" And she was like, "Yes, 1, 2, 3." I was like, "No." Okay, that's not going to work either. Where do you live? In a yellow house. Okay. Could you show me where? So I took her hand and we started walking. And she told me that when you're 5 years old, you might be scared to go to school on your own, but when you're 6, you're not scared anymore. Okay, good for you. I'm a bit worried, but sure, it's good that you're not scared. And so and then after a while, we ran into her dad, who was on a bike and was frantically searching for her. It was so cute. So yeah, she had apparently just the door had been open and she was like, "I want to go to school." And yeah, and she'd wandered away. So that's but I like that. What's your surname? Princess. Can you give me your phone number? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, so cute. Yeah. All right. Okay. Bit more here. Found a lot of new music, I guess. I find that, cliche that I am, I like writing to a song when I write. So I have playlists for each project. Again, cliche that I am. So yeah, I've been letting Spotify suggest new songs that I don't have, a relationship to. And that's been a lot of fun. Been finding some stuff. I mean, it's mostly, I guess, pop related, or at least adjacent. I don't really know what pop is nowadays. Sometimes I think I found something very niche, and then it turns out it's on the top list, and I'm like, no, okay, it's not that niche. It's just that I don't listen to the radio anymore, or I never did. And I don't know, where do people even get top lists? I'm so old, out of touch. I guess on TikTok, right? That's another thing. I tried to, or I downloaded TikTok again in an attempt to okay. So if I want to publish a book, a big thing that is apparently important. If you like want to have an author presence, or is to have a TikTok channel. So I like downloaded it, and it's so annoying. Like there's so much. I'm guessing it's because the algorithm doesn't know what I like yet, but I'm getting, stuff where someone is talking and at the same time there's a video of things happening, and it's just such an obvious attention trap that it gets me mad instead of getting me stuck on it. Goodness. I just refuse. But yeah. And all the skincare, ads. Like, what the hell? Come on now. Yeah, no shade if you, of course, like taking care of your skin and so on. I totally understand that, like, it's a form of self-care and yada yada. But I don't have to get it, like, mashed into my face as an ad, Yeah, it's just not for me, I guess. I use sunscreen, and that's about as far as I go. Alright, a bit more red here in this poor leaf. See if we can kick some life into it. Meh. Alright. Something like that. Am I done? I might be almost done. A bit more here. Let's see, a bit more here. Unbelievable. It's going to be my first finished coloring in, like, since before Christmas. What? Or maybe there was one in between there somewhere, I don't remember anymore. Right. Just going to just pretend to shade this in. Like that. Let's see. Leaning back a bit. Looking at it. Seeing that I'm a bit bothered by this blue here, so I'm going to add a bit more blue. What I meant, like, in the stems, the blue in the stems is too dark compared to the really light leaves. So I'm going to darken up the leaves a bit in order to make it a bit more matchy. It's one of those things that in nature you can, like, or I, find stark contrasts, but then when I do stark contrasts in the coloring books, sometimes I feel like it looks fake. Let's not go too overboard here though. I can probably even do, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's see. A bit more like that, all right. And then we're going to do a bit of a trick and hope for the best. I'm thinking since I have this blue in some of the places, like I can sneak it into the leaves here as well. It's not as strong as the dark blue, but it should do a bit of a trick. I think, maybe. Or maybe not. And in that case we're just going to erase a bit. I don't know about you, but I feel like that is alright. Like that. Okay, let's check it out. I feel like I want some more red in these. I kind of feel like that's that. Let's see, maybe I can... No. I need to get some good lighting. I used to have this lamp, but it's like broken. So it's... and it's not that good anyway. Yeah, no, that's that. Let's see, let's write that down in my little coloring journal. Here, right? January, February, and now it's March, I think. Yes, that's right. Where do we have a pen? Enchanted forest, right? Yeah. Here we go. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pages since November. Good. Good. All right. So that's that for me, I think. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.